Coming to get you, Barbara.
What an excellent day for an exorcism.
We all go a little mad sometimes.
I like to dissect girls. Did you know I'm utterly insane?
I am the devil, and I am here to do the devil's work.
We have such sights to show you.
Who's laughing now? I'll drive you crazy. I'll kill you all. I'll be the nightmare you ever had. I am your worst dream come true. I'm everything you ever were afraid of.
They're here.
Boom, there we go. Good.
We are here.
How you guys doing tonight?
Fucking fantastic. Oh shit.
Oh my goodness. All right, there we go. Got everything. Oh, excuse me. Got everything working on this, even on this end over here. Timothy, how you doing tonight, brother? How's it going? Guys, we got a lot to talk about for tonight's episode because there is all kinds of craziness happening in the world.
Yeah. Oh Lord.
There really is.
What do you call it? So I say we just gotta dive into this. I think we just start with the would you rather and then get to a couple of crazy stuff happening around the world right now.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty. Yeah. I'm sorry, guys. Peanut distracted me.
Sorry, I deserve it.
He's trying to help me cook a roast. He doesn't know. I forgot to tell him how long to put it in. Anyway, okay. So, would you rather be surprised by all of your gifts in light of Christmas season, or know every gift that you're getting? Would you rather know everything or have no idea and then have to react?
I think it would depend on the person I'm getting the present. Does that mean for everybody or
for everyone? But you're right. It does depend on who it is. Shit. I don't know. Maybe we should add something to this. What do you guys think?
from someone who always gives you horrible presents? I don't know. Would you rather just be surprised and just fucking get it over with and know already?
There you go. Okay, that's a good one. Then would you, from someone that usually gives you bad gifts or gifts that you're not happy with from this particular person, would you rather know what you're getting or be surprised every time?
I think probably just surprised because I probably end up making a joke out of it.
That's true.
True. I guess I would rather just be surprised. I can make a good surprise face. It's like, oh.
Every year. What's your S face? Yeah, that's a good S face.
Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. Oh, but yeah, this is the holiday season, guys. What is going on out there? What would you guys rather be, surprised or kind of know what's coming? Like that kid who knew his death before it was coming for him. I forget what movie that was.
I will say that I prefer know. I guess not to know. Because if I know and I know it's going to be bad, I'm not going to say anything either way. Because that's just me. Like, I'm not going to say anything.
But if you know, you could always play games with them. Like, if you knew ahead of time, I would go out and buy the same fucking gift and give it to them and be like, oh my God, how did you know? Twinsy gift.
Oh, whoa.
I did the Chris Pratt.
I don't know.
Oh, shit. Oh, excuse me. What do you call it? Charlie says, surprised if I'm not gonna like it, the gift if I'm not gonna like the gift anyway, at least I can enjoy being surprised. I get that, yeah. Goody, Timothy, Gregory, how you guys doing? Where is another one? I'm not getting anything that I know of, so he already is surprised. Or he already knows what he's getting then. So it's nothing. That not bad. Not bad at all. All right. But having said that, I think we need to go into some strange news. Joe, you wanna tee us off for this one?
Oh my gosh. Yes. This one actually just happened yesterday or the day before yesterday, or at least when it came out on the news. Anna Lekovic, a 21-year-old aspiring Instagram model. She did some really weird shit. Not only was she an aspiring Instagram model, but she was also a medical student as well. And she came from a pretty well-off family. Her dad tried to run for some kind of political chair in 2019. Her mom had a job where she was traveling to Germany and other countries. And her mom had just so happened to come back from a work-related trip to Germany and felt that Anna was strung out on some kind of drugs. And because their family has to keep a good image and because they are caring for one another, she set up a rehab treatment for Anna. I guess Anna wasn't having it. She got upset, took a knife, and repeatedly stabbed her mother. Not to death, by the way. And then decided to go ahead and cut her heart, her lungs, and her intestines out. Then proceeded to take a shower and go on a date with her boyfriend, who I actually got a little bit more information from today, which kind of coincides with how her mom felt she was strung out on drugs. Because I guess the boyfriend, and I've only heard this in one news statement so far. Hopefully more will come out. But apparently he's like a drug runner in that area, or like some kind of drug dealer. So that would make sense why her mom thought she was on drugs and wanted to put her in rehab. So I don't know, but it's really, they arrested her, put her in jail. She's the only suspect, even though her uncle is saying up and down, no, she didn't do this to her mother, and she's not on drugs and whatever. You know, this is a good family. It didn't seem that way when she was in court. She actually started acting really weird. Miguel, I gave you the video link for that if you want to show it, because I can't do it justice.
Ready? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's time to throw this on right here. It's this one right here, right?
Yes.
All right. Bring that to a full. Oh my God, she's acting so weird. Oh my God. Her torso is gonna be ripped. There we go. All right. Oh my God.
And she looks nothing like her Instagram account at all. Yeah, she's
like acting out.
Yeah, she's obviously on something. But yeah. I mean, she's a medical student too, so she kind of knew how to, you know, I'm sure cut a heart out or what to do that.
She probably knows where to get to.
Oh
yeah. But yeah, she laughs and says goodbye, and
Turn that off. All right. Well, yeah, clearly she did something. Charlie says they tried to make her go to rehab, and she said, "No, no,
Oh
no."
my gosh, shut up, Charlie.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh. Do you guys mind if we share the link for his 50-50 if he has it?
100%. Yeah, Charlie, please put it in the comments. I want to win.
Yeah, Charlie, if you can, real quick, put that link in the description for everyone.
Charlie is doing some raffles for his treatments, or his bucket list stuff, rather. Sorry.
And his Facebook is the most entertaining Facebook I've ever seen, besides mine. I'm just kidding.
Oh wow, a lot of good butt memes. I appreciate it. Oh man, but yeah, I gotta say that lady. If I think you're right. I think she's acting. I don't think she's crazy. I don't even think she's on drugs. I think she just wanted the attention, and I think she just straight up murdered her mom. Like, this is gonna make me Instagram famous.
Well, I thought that too until I found out her boyfriend actually was like some kind of, well, that one, like I said, I'm waiting for more to come out, but that one, it was like, well, maybe she got some bad dope, dude. Like, maybe it fried her damn brain. Like, maybe she's on spice, dude. Maybe she had a bad batch of spice. Or maybe she was trying to dab with spice. I don't know. Like, they got some weird shit across the seas and shit. Like, they got some funky ass shit.
Spice wasn't got that guy from Florida who ate the dude's face
they
off.
ate it
Wasn't
face.
it spice or
yeah, the zombie or the Florida zombie or whatever they called him, Miami zombie.
I think that's just everybody in Florida. I'm pretty sure.
Touche.
Yeah. But yeah, I just she seemed like she totally knew what she was doing creepily, and I don't know why the camera person kept zooming in on her chest. That was kind of weird. Yeah, I was like, are they like TMZ of the crime world? Like they're looking for the nip slip? Oh my goodness!
It's the Russian TMZ.
Yeah, I feel like they're not doing a good job. Yeah. And they even spelled police wrong on the back of that guy's jacket. I mean, it was a mess. It was all bad. But God, so the mom didn't die initially, but she had to have after the organs, right?
Yeah.
Like, there's no way. Okay.
No, they said she was alive when she cut her heart out. So that's intense. That's real intense. Like, yeah. I don't know how anybody can do. I don't know. Like, that's so horrible.
It just sounds like she ran out of photo shoot ideas, so she decided, oh, this is gonna make me famous. So just stab, lungs. Goodness, she
needed a reason to go put on a shower show for her fans only.
Oh my god! But
watch me get ready.
Oh my god! I think the date afterwards just says she's a killer. She's a crazy killer, not on drugs kind of crazy. I think she's narcissistic crazy. I think that's where the line draws. Because
what if she was crazy and then the drugs like made it worse? If there were drugs involved,
she might have been on something, but I feel like it definitely was like already in her mind, kind of thing. It seems like she was ready to just. She was like, "Oh, I'm gonna stab this lady." I think she was up for it. She was down. She was in fact about it, if you will.
Okay.
So yeah, she was just a straight up.
She was DTM, down to murder.
Yes. We need a t-shirt that says that.
DTM.
Oh man. But that's not the only strange news that we got this week though, because something happened on Friday that needs to be talked about.
Okay, so I posted something about it in the Ghouls for Girls Gore and Gin, but the Zodiac, one of the letters that he wrote was, I guess, decoded? Encrypted? Decrypted, sorry.
The 340 cryptoid or whatever it was. Yeah.
This thing was intense. Like, did anybody watch the video on how they did it? There was They invented a whole new software to run program on this, and then they had to decipher how he did it that way, figure out how he messed up in his own codes to reword some stuff, because he was like one letter over on everything. And even then, I still can't explain it because I'm not smart enough to even understand what they did, to understand what he did, to understand why we even care what he has to say to people. But I do. I 100% care what he had to say. I wanted to know what it meant. And I've got it right here. I'm going to read it off to you guys real quick. This is the best they have done as far as what they believe it means. And it says, I hope you are having lots of fun trying to catch me. That wasn't me on the TV show, which brings up a point about me. I am not afraid of the gas chamber because it will send me to paradise. Spelled wrong, by the way. Paradise is spelled wrong. All the sooner because I now have enough slaves to work for me where everyone else has nothing. When they reach paradise, so they are afraid of death. I am not afraid because I know that my new life life will be an easy one in paradise, death. So he, again, like I think he already mentioned this, he believed that he would get slaves if he killed them. They have to serve him in the afterlife. And the same way he misspelled paradise in this fits with another one he did. So they think that they're on the right track. And they think it is a real letter from the Zodiac, not just a copycat, because it completely falls in line with when it was received. Was a couple of days, if not like maybe a week, after a gentleman was on TV claiming to be the Zodiac killer, calling into a TV show in San Francisco, and they tried to keep him on the air for a little while. Like, oh, why do you want to kill people, sir? Oh, you want to talk about it? Let's get some coffee. And they really did try to suss that out, but that apparently that guy was not real, and not unlike what the heck's his name, Jack the Ripper, where they kind of taunted by using the letters themselves. That Jack continued to use the letters that were before that were posted in the newspapers at the time. Instead of newspapers, it was the case of actual television now. So it's a little faster pace, but kind of a similar story. But I believe they said that they don't think the Zodiac or the not Zodiac, excuse me, the Jack the Ripper's letters were real. Well, this cipher kind of proves in itself that the Zodiac was the one sending the letters from day one. There was no copycat in those ciphers. So I just thought that was fascinating.
I think it's cool that it gives you more of like an insight of like how he's thinking and what he's thinking about and what his motive is for doing this to people.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. I mean,
because we never know. We still don't know who he is. Like he probably is dead by now. Because wouldn't he be in his 90s or whatever if he was alive? I mean, not saying that it's not possible, but I mean, he's probably already dead and gone. So we'll really never know who the hell he was.
Right.
But we get to at least know something more about him through this. So.
Yeah, and gosh dang, what was I gonna say? Yeah, they had a lot of not witnesses, excuse me, a lot of suspects, and some of them seem to be that I don't want to be rude about a dullard kind of situation, someone that's not quite intelligent enough to come up with these ciphers, because they thought, well, it's not even real. There's nothing there. It's completely gibberish that he's just thrown at them to kind of give them more letters, make himself feel more important, because everyone's trying to solve his case. When it's not the case, they were absolutely a real working cipher. It just he was doing everything by hand back in the day. This was not a computing thing that he was using. It was literally something in his head and maybe written down in front of him that he had to use to make his code and to code his own lettering. So it makes sense that anybody could mess up on something like that meticulous and that kind of devious, because it was not like he was doing this for NASA. Like, we're not talking the women from the movie Hidden Figures or whatever it was called. This was somebody doing this as a game to taunt people that he was murdering. Not like he was getting paid a 9-to-5 job for this. I can clearly, I can easily believe somebody would mess up, but because he thinks he's so smart and better than everybody, like in his letters, always saying like, "Oh, I'm gonna have all these slaves." Not even think about him messing up. He's like, "No, I'm perfect. Another ace in the hole. Send it out to the police. They're never gonna catch me." And I guess technically he was right.
No, yeah, they didn't find out who it was. So.
Is the perfect murderer.
jam him.
I wonder if he is dead though, because when you die, somebody's got to clean your house out, and he would have some stuff. Wouldn't you think?
If he was a serial killer, then yeah, they usually keep tokens and little keepsakes.
Or he might have draft ciphers or
what do you call it? Someone might. Well, it depends on who cleaned the house out, though, because it's sad. But like, if there's an old person living on their own and they pass away without anyone really knowing about them, there's a very good chance, some drifters or someone who's not going to really care too much.
People are nosy, though.
You have to remember there's a devil.
People are nosy. Somebody's going to say, "Oh, this is worth money," and so I don't know.
I would totally try to sell that. Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway.
Peanut wants to say something real quick, I guess, but there's a delay, so like I don't know how.
Real quick, with the Zodiac Killer, because he is, or she is, really awesome in that aspect of on how they got away with something like that. It is possible that they were able to get away with it for so long, and like there aren't any trophies, so to speak, because we didn't know what to look for trophies. You don't necessarily know what that person considers a trophy. You know what I mean? It could be something so simple and something so overlooked, like it could have been a burnt candle. It could have been a nail clipping. It could have been anything. I mean, for Dexter, it was a little drop of blood,
The little blood and the little.
Yeah. So every serial killer has their own thing that they're actually looking for or keeping as trophies. So because we don't know who they are, pretty interesting.
I like where your head's at. Like you have there was the murdering couple in the UK who the girlfriend, I can't remember the names off the top of my head, but she kept a rope that she used to strangle a couple of her victims. That was her trophy. But it's just a piece of rope. Like you would never know.
Right.
Unless we actually caught them, and that's how we know, like you're saying, if we don't know who they are, how do we tell what to look for? So it's completely either by random that we could have found it and have no clue what we're looking for. Because if I saw a cipher for this, I would have no idea what I'm looking at. I would assume it was just a crazy old person and probably throw it away.
And especially with how that cipher was created and how they had to decrypt it, it was insane. So I mean, this person was obviously 10, 20 steps ahead of the law enforcement. Anyway, those are my thoughts.
No, I like it. I like where your head's at there. I believe that's a pretty good point onto why we can't find certain people. Like I know this is not a killer, but the dude who robbed the plane and jumped out. David or not Dave, Bill Cooper or whatever his name was. The dude who jumped out of the plane. I cannot remember his name for the life of me. DB Cooper. Thank you, DB Cooper. There's so many explanations that aren't there because we never explained it. That's the basic answer. Like, just because we don't know the truth doesn't mean the truth isn't real when it comes along. That little idea right there hurts my head thinking about it. So I'm gonna ignore everything I just said. But speaking of Peanut saying that he thinks it's awesome how he got away, kind of, I think he said. That brings us into couples who murder each other topics. Yeah.
At least he doesn't have to take out the trash anymore.
Nice.
So we all know the famous Scott Peterson and Lacey Peterson case.
Yep.
We all remember that, right?
Yeah.
So that one I think raised a lot of questions about whether or not fetuses in the womb are children and whether or not they deserve, whoever's caught do they deserve 2 life sentences for this? And I don't know if it was because of the state that they were in. I mean, California is, what is it now? Like up to a certain extent, like you can terminate a pregnancy, but if it's, I don't know what the laws are now as far as terminating
Isn't
a
it like
life.
3 months or something like that? Like after 3 months or 5? No, I don't think it's 5 months.
Yeah, I just don't. I don't know, and I really don't get the ruling behind that because, this is going to be Miguel being as libertarian in him. All right, even if abortion is legal or illegal in wherever state you are in, if you kill the mother, it's not her choice either way, right?
Yeah.
So you essentially killed two people because you can't go and ask the murder victim what they were going to do with their baby who was not yet born. So that's on the murderer, I think. I don't think you deserve, well, she was only like a month pregnant, so I feel I get a pass. No, you are a murderer either way. So, I'm sorry. That's like totally off topic and politically.
No, it makes sense.
No, this is kind of why I brought it up, because I mean it is one of those things that, like, I don't know, it ties into what we talk about. Like, if you murder somebody and they're pregnant, like if you murder a woman and they're pregnant, is it a double homicide? Like, every state, I guess, says it's different, and I'm not trying to divide anybody. It's just interesting to talk about to me. Basically, Scott Peterson murdered his pregnant wife in Modesto, California. He was cheating with a woman named Amber Frey, and basically it was another Chris Watts case, kind of. Like, he just wanted to be with his mistress, and he wanted to start over, and he was just wanting to end everything and just pretend, that his previous relationship didn't matter. He was sentenced to lethal injection, but August 24th of this year, the death penalty sentence was overturned. So I don't know all the details of that, but basically he's not going to get the death penalty now. As of this year, like during the pandemic, this shit happened, and I didn't hear anybody talking about it.
Yeah, that's a good point for this year as far as like true crime went, because there was some news about certain stuff, but it was more like Netflix documentaries here and there. I think a lot of cases went under the radar because everybody's been so preoccupied. I mean, it's been a big year for world events, not just for the U.S. or for California or just for the coronavirus stuff, but for a bunch of different reasons. So I think that allowed certain, it's gonna sound terrible, but certain murderers to kind of get under radars, maybe not get away with it, like, because he obviously didn't get away with it, but the infamy that you usually would get with that, not as prevalent this year, not as prevalent.
Right.
But now it was just his wife and the unborn child he murdered. Is that this case, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or was it the two girls? Is that? Oh, just those two. Okay, I'm thinking of a different case in my mind. No, I'm sorry.
As far as I know, he murdered. Unfortunately, he murdered his pregnant wife, and then he tried to say that he was out fishing or some shit when it happened.
It was like Christmas Day, wasn't it, or Christmas Eve?
Yeah,
when he
was
did
about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Flimsy story already. You don't go fishing on Christmas Eve. That's dumb.
Well, he kept making a point to like tell everybody that he was going on that day. Like, he was being really obnoxious about it and just very like weird.
So does he have a bumper sticker that says the worst day of fishing beats the best day of murdering my wife?
Oh my god.
So they really know that he didn't do it. Like, he was innocent. He doesn't swim in your toilet, so you don't murder his wife unless he says it's okay. It just sounds like this guy's an idiot. Sorry, that was a stupid one, but nonetheless,
Toilet is what you said. What?
You ever seen that sign that says, "We don't swim in your toilet, so don't pee in our pool"?
Oh, got it.
Yeah, so I switched it with his murdering habits. I'm proud of myself. High five.
Aw.
I didn't get it. I don't
I'm
know.
so sorry, guys. I gotta slow us down for a second because there are so many comments I have not been reading, and I apologize.
Yeah.
Aaron, and Richard joining in on us. I'm so sorry I didn't get
Hey,
you guys'
guys.
comments. Because I've been enjoying this conversation like a lot, so I've been like, I'm sorry, I apologize. But Richard says they're making an express lane for executions in Texas, so I love Texas. And what happened when Manson family killed Sharon Tate? Was her death 2 counts of murder because she was pregnant? I don't remember. I honestly don't remember either. But I think she was like 8 months, so I'm pretty sure it was considered 2.
It might have been something like an unlawful like termination of a pregnancy, maybe.
Oh.
Because I don't quote me on that because I don't remember, but that sounds right.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. Yeah. And here's one that's off topic and kind of goes back to politics a little bit here, but it goes into conspiracy theory a lot too, I think. So Gregory puts off subject, but YouTube said any videos claiming that Biden cheated won't be allowed on platform. What are your thoughts? I think slippery slope is something only true by what major consensus believes to be true. What's true or how is reality gauged? Totally random thought, but important. I think definitely will affect future journalism and broadcasting. I absolutely agree with that. I feel like YouTube being a private entity because they do own themselves should be allowed to do what they want with their stuff. I hate having to say that, but it is true. They own it. We all just play in their playground. So if they want to kick your dirty little kid out of it, then they can do that. But we need somewhere on the internet that is completely just open bars, that there's no kind of filter, which could lead to horrible things, but it should be a thing.
Well, that's why people are like having their own websites now so that they can be free to curse and talk about whatever the hell they want to do. And just build they're just dragging their following from social media over into their websites. All you can do is just promote through your social media that website.
100%, yeah.
Because there's a ton of conspiracy theory guys that that's where they've gone because they get pulled. They'll start a new channel and then that one will get pulled. Like there's my boyfriend and I were talking about it this morning how there's several guys that we just can't watch anymore and they've all just opened their own website. And then some of them even have had their website shut down because of the conspiracy theory stuff. Like the website doesn't want to host their page or anything.
Damn, that's
so. But it's the only way you can do it.
Even if they don't claim to be it doesn't matter. I've had a friend on Instagram. His account got deleted just because he was posting things about QAnon. Whether he believed it or not, it shouldn't matter. He didn't have the freedom to just post because he was interested in something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a ridiculous thing to have to worry about. To try to open up a conversation about something that, like you said, maybe he doesn't even believe in it. So what if he does? Either way, you should be allowed to talk about things. But that's why, I think Aaron in here says, "Oh, keep going." I'm sorry.
Oh, I just said freedom of speech.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Absolutely. But Aaron's saying here, got to create your own platforms. It's the only way to do it. And that the scary part is, like you're saying, if they shut down a website from hosting, I don't know where to go after that. I couldn't even tell you how to start hosting things. Okay. I'm not computer savvy. So that's above my head. I wouldn't, that sounds insane that they're censoring it that much.
That's pretty much what would it be, like an encoder or something like that? Somebody who can make pages? Or somebody
Well, where do you even put that? You know, like
Yeah. You would have to, like, that would be like the very last resort, and you'd probably have to like work really hard to get somebody to do that. But I
absolutely.
mean, that's pretty much like for people like you and I, it's just like the just starting your own website is the freest you're gonna get, and then you still you have that little tiny percent that you may just get pulled completely because that host isn't happy with what you've got going on.
I don't like that. Like, is there somewhere you can farm your own internet? Is there like in Idaho, I guess? Like, can you grow your own hosting? I don't know how it works at that
potatoes.
point. What do you call it? Well, you guys know like Bitcoin, right? Like how they get Bitcoin, they mine them, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have seen at least a dozen, maybe 24 videos in the last couple of days because I invested like a little bit here and there in Bitcoin, and it's finally like going up a lot. So I wanted to learn more about where it came from, and none of them can explain it to my dumb ass because I cannot understand what they're saying. I need to take some computer courses because they are showing off these amazing computers doing these incredible, difficult algorithms and computer crunches. And I'm just looking at like, oh, that's really fast. So I could probably play a good video game on that. Oh, that'd be great. That'd be nice. No idea. Like, oh, this one makes me like $9 a day. This one makes me like $7 a day. Oh, this one's only $2 a day, but I'm going to upgrade it this and that, and it's going to be running at several gigahertz per second. I was like, what? Huh? And
You're all sweating because your brain is overloaded. You're like, fuck.
Yeah. So the same way, like, I have no idea where Bitcoins come from. I don't know where the fuck the internet actually comes from.
Well, when a mommy and a daddy Bitcoin love each other very much, that's where Bitcoins come from.
I refuse to hear that.
The Bitcoin store comes from the cloud. Delivers it through Google Mail.
Oh my god! So is it the iCloud or is it like Dropbox Cloud? Because I don't know the difference either.
That like the iCloud.
Oh, no, real quick to Gregory. Greg, that was a great topic to bring up though, because I think that falls heavy into conspiracy, but at the same time, factual stuff. Like no matter how they want to word it, it is really happening, and at the same time, there are so many.
Yeah. Bitcoin.
Bitcoin. Oh my god. Wait, no, it says Bitcoin. Okay, never mind. No idea about Bitcoin. Damn, that got me good. Oh my god. All I know is I put in like $20 and now I have $25.
Ooh.
Making money on top of money.
Dollar bill, y'all.
Aaron says it's not always love. Most of the time it's a bunch of oops. Oh my god. Yeah. Oh god. That's too funny. Those poor Bitcoin orphans. Oh my god. Back to topic. Oh my gosh.
So the Bitcoin has an abortion, is it a donation?
I think at that point it turns into an Elon Musk tear. Just boop, cries one tear. Oh my god.
You gotta open up a GoFundMe for that.
Oh, instead of a car wash on the side of the road. Oh, you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. They're here in Bakersfield all the time. I'm fucked up. Oh my god, I'm a terrible person. Oh gosh. Hey Josh, how you doing, brother? Okay, but some statistics on murders as far as couples go. I got a little bit of fact right here. Whereas homicide, a study, intimate partners are found in 20% of the cases. It's not actually their partner that does the murdering. It is a family member, a friend, or neighbor who the two are both very related to or very close with. So 1 in 5, it turns out, is not your wife or your husband or boyfriend or girlfriend. It's going to be someone you both trust. So that's great. That's great to know.
Cool.
Yeah, it's wonderful news. And then the other one is 70.
I don't know. Do you know what mine came home with today?
What? What happened?
Uh-oh.
I was making a joke.
Terrible. Terrible, Joe. Oh my god.
By the way, I have some definitions real quick before you finish your thing. Okay,
Oh, bring 'em
so uroxicide. Or uxoricide. Excuse me. Sorry. I don't know. It's spelled UXORICIDE, and that's what it is when one's wife or girlfriend is when you basically murder. Wait, the murder of one's wife or girlfriend. Yeah. So, and then mariticide is when the wife basically kills the husband, or girlfriend kills a boyfriend. Mariticide and the other one.
The other one.
Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Why would they do such a complex name? Like, when you kill a king, it's called regicide, right? So, like, oh, you can hear that echo throughout the halls of a corridor. But if I'm getting murdered by my girlfriend, I'm like, oh, it's murdericide. Oh, no, that doesn't sound at all like that.
Or side.
Like, imagine having to scream that out as you're being killed. You know, that just sounds terrible. It's not.
Okay, I'm sorry. You were doing studies.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. The other statistic I had was on the other part of people dying in murder-suicide pacts, or murder-suicide without the other person really being a part of it. Like, they did not want to. 72% of all murder-suicides are involved with intimate partners. And the victims of a murder-suicide are usually female. Like 94% of murder-suicides are the men perpetrating the killing, and women getting the very raw end of that deal. So
they did not consent.
I guess they deserve equal pay now. I don't know. No, I'm just kidding. Oh, that was terrible. I'm a terrible person tonight. I really am. But yeah, they often. I mean, most cases when you boil it down across the country, it's usually someone close to you, and even more often than not, it's the person you share your bed with that's going to kill you at the end of the day. So I don't know. Put those dishes away at night. I don't know what to tell you. I'm not good with relationships.
Don't make me tell you twice, woman.
Boom. Don't make me maricide you, all right?
Stop sleeping with a neighbor.
Oh my god. And then I've got a couple of famous spousal murders here, but does anyone else want to go into anything before I get into those?
I guess I'll do mine real quick. I'll try to make mine brief.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. Okay. In 1985. Shay. Well, then, in 1985, Stacy Kessler in New York met her first husband, had 2 kids with him, and in 1999, he got real sick, and he was sick for about 6 weeks, was coughing, just not feeling well, and one morning, January 2000, they found him dead on the couch. The doctor said, oh, well, it seemed like he had a heart attack. He was real young, but he didn't have any like pre-existing conditions or anything. They're like, oh, he just had a heart attack, without doing an autopsy. And the cops were like, no, but okay if the doctor says so. So they went ahead and buried him. And then in 2003, she remarried to a new guy named David Castor. And in 2005, David wanted to go on vacation, and they got into a 7-hour-long fight because she didn't want to leave her kids alone for 2 weeks. She was super close to her 2 teenage daughters, like weird close to them. And so That 7-hour fight came and went, and then the next day, she called 911 saying that she needed somebody to come in and check on her husband because she hasn't seen or heard from him all weekend long. They got into an argument, and he kicked her and the kids out of the house. And then when they went to leave, he came back out and said, if you leave, you'll be sorry. And took a bottle of whiskey and went back to the room, locked himself in it, hadn't seen and heard from him all weekend. Cops come, they get the door open, they find him face down on the bed, and he had a bottle of whiskey, 2 glasses, and a bottle of cranberry juice on the table. Let's see, what did they say happened to him? I think I don't remember, but basically, like, they said heart stuff too. And so basically she got cashed out from that, started spending all the money like crazy, and then a few years go by. Hold on, sorry, I got lost. I veered off from my own notes. Oh yeah, so in 2007, the cops pulled her back in for an interview, and then they asked about the glasses on the nightstand. Oh yeah, because that was the thing. Like, there was antifreeze in one of the glasses on the nightstand, and the other one had like some cranberry juice in it, like a little bit in it. And they also found in the trash can a turkey baster that had whiskey, antifreeze, and David's DNA on the tip of the antifreeze, or on the tip of the turkey baster, like just discarded in the trash. So she like didn't clean anything up. She didn't try to hide it. It was a suicide. They put it as a suicide. That he went in the room, drank a bunch of antifreeze, and killed himself, committed suicide.
No.
Yeah, so they called her back in, and yeah, boo bitch. They called her back in, and then they wanted to start asking her about the glasses on the table, and they asked if she remembered which glass she poured the juice in, and this was literally this was her answer in the interrogation or in the questioning. She goes, well, when I poured the antifreeze, I mean the cranberry juice in the glass. And then they were like, wait, what did you just say? What did you just say? The antifreeze? And she's like, no, you guys are trying to trick me. I don't have to stay here. I want my lawyer. And like, she fucking left and got a lawyer real quick. But she literally said that. And because she was close to her daughters were like super defensive of her, saying she didn't do it. And then the cops started going to the daughters' houses all the time. And one of the oldest daughter, who's 19, called the mom and said, they're really, really pushing that you did this. Like, they're really saying you did this. And she says, it's been difficult. Just come over to the house and come hang out with me for the night. So she goes over to her house, and then her mom starts getting her to drink alcohol. They have a couple of glasses, and then the daughter, like, doesn't remember how she got home, but she got up and went to school, like, super hungover. And then later that night, the mom called her to come back over again, like, just come over. I don't want to be alone, blah, blah, blah. She comes over, they're drinking again. And then the daughter, the younger daughter, lives with the older daughter. And she found her the next morning unresponsive in the bathroom, and told the mom. The mom came over, they called 911, and the mom's like playing it up on the phone, like hardcore. She said that the daughter took a bunch of pills, and there's a bottle of vodka. And then you hear the daughter in the background saying, I found a note. And there was a typed up suicide note, not even a handwritten, it was a typed up suicide note.
Totally okay.
Yeah. And in the process of all this, another reason why they're trying to, I did leave this out, I knew I skipped something. Another reason why they're interrogating her again and really looking into it is because they dug up the first dead husband and did an actual autopsy on him. And antifreeze crystallizes in your liver and in your kidneys and parts of your body. And they found the antifreeze crystals in his body. And they're like, boom, this guy has antifreeze crystals in his body. This guy over here that just died has a glass of antifreeze that he just drank and committed suicide with. So yeah, all that. So in this letter that the youngest daughter finds, it says, basically the oldest daughter is admitting that she killed her father and that she killed her stepdad, and now she's taking her own life because she can't handle it, and it was to save her mother from abusive relationship, and yeah, all this other shit. Well, there's a timestamp on computers when you do anything, and they went through the computer and found the timestamp on it. It was typed when the daughter was at school, so there was no way she could have typed that letter up at all. And then there was information in the letter that the daughter wouldn't have known about because that information hadn't really come out except for that day when it was typed out. So, and like planted on the daughter in her room and shit because she committed suicide, wink, wink. But basically, yeah, so she tried to kill her daughter after that. Then the daughters were like, oh, shit, bitch, you're crazy. We see you now. So then she went to trial in 2009. She ended up getting 25 to life for murdering David, her second husband. She got nothing for the first husband, the second husband. And then she got 25 to life for the attempted murder of her daughter. And then in 2016, she was found dead in her cell from a heart attack. The end.
So she had a heart attack after all that.
Yeah, she had a heart attack and died in her cell in prison. So,
well,
how easy for her,
right?
Yeah. They should have made her drink antifreeze. I'm just saying.
She might have, and they just said it was a heart attack, just like her first husband. Maybe them inmates cornered her ass and put some shit in her mouth. Because I bet you somebody like that, yeah, she's probably in there trying to run games and like play head games with people and fuck with people. And I'm just saying, I'm not saying that's what she did, but I mean, I could see that.
Gotta murder her. I get it. You gotta kill her.
Yeah.
But there's been a couple in the comments here. The Steve McNair murder-suicide was out of nowhere because he was killed by his mistress who killed herself afterwards. And they just found out he was cheating. That's a crazy one right there, yeah. Along with talking about Chris Hartman's, I believe it is, or Phil Hartman's.
Yeah.
Phil Hartman's case, and that's why. That was super sad. And along with the Benoit family, Chris Benoit, the wrestler who, after years of brain injury and steroid abuse, ended up killing his family, his wife and son, and then killing himself. When he was supposed to show up for work, and they didn't realize what was going on because he never missed any work. He was a very hardworking guy. But after so many concussions and after so much basically mood destroying drugs that he was taking, it just caught up with him and he snapped, and his family paid the price. Yeah, but he got away with it though, which is terrible. O.J. Simpson, man. Gosh dang. Yeah. I mean, there's very few murderers that we've talked about that I have got to see taking selfies with people. And he is the one so far. Just in a cigar lounge, puffing away, enjoying a nice drink, while people go up to him and like, oh, picture time. Oh, my goodness. So that guy can, I wouldn't say it to his face because he's still a very big man. Gosh dang, yeah. It was so surreal. Very surreal, that moment. Whoa. But I have my other note here too, because we kind of the cases here that I have was the Phil Hartman one, the Chris Benoit, and then Earl Hayes. I didn't know about this one. Was part of the Floyd Mayweather's record label, and he shot and killed his wife Stephanie Mosley in 2014 in Fairfax, California, and then he pulled the gun on himself. I had no idea about this dude actually. But he must have been fairly influential as far as being in a group like Floyd Mayweather's record company. It was kind of a rich guy. If you haven't seen him, like that's what he calls his stuff. It's the money team. They're known for hundreds of millions of dollars and putting on whatever they feel like. And to be in that kind of situation and still want to kill your spouse and then kill yourself, something's going wrong. You're probably not having the best of times. I don't get those situations. I really don't. There's got to be more to the story though that I'm just not seeing. So I'm gonna look that one up a little more later. But it goes to show you, like from top to bottom, like a lot of the cases I hear of are, oh, she was doing it for the insurance money and she got $1,200 for it. I was like, oh my God, bowling in it. He just wanted to leave his wife for Thelma over here, so no more Thelma. And the chick he's cheating on her with is basically Fred Flintstone with the wig. So I don't understand why you would leave her anyway. None of it makes sense to me. It just does not make sense.
Yabba dabba ew.
Ha! Nice. That was solid.
Yeah.
No, but other than that, yeah, a lot of the cases I have, there's a lot of cookie cutter events that happen in these things. It's either kind of drug related, money related, or brain injury. Not unlike other serial killers, or the guy who went to the top of
the cheating scenario.
What was that? One more time.
The cheating scenarios too.
Yeah, and the cheating. Yeah, that's an archetype of these cases. Yeah, it happens all the time.
The men want the fantasy of the life that they could have without this thing that's dragging them down.
Man, I just don't get that. I don't get that logic at all.
I don't either.
What do you call it? Let me see this comment real quick from events that happened in this thing, Miguel. They meant to say, Benoit's gray matter. Because of all the traumatic brain injuries, his gray matter in his brain was the same as someone of an 80-year-old man. So he literally went through a lifetime of trauma. By the time he was like in his early 30s when he committed his crime and suicide. So those things will affect you. Be careful with your brain, people. Don't smash your head all the time. Oof. But we are down to our last 2 minutes, guys. Is there any other important ones that we want to touch on before we wrap this up?
That's all I got.
I don't think we have enough time for the one that I had.
No worries. We can touch on it again soon. I think that was a good topic because there's endless cases like this, and I just didn't know which one to focus on. It was like chasing cars with how many were available. But so are we sure that the daughter didn't do it? I always want to point because she might have just been, crying because she committed a murder, and she couldn't handwrite it, so she typed it instead. It could, whatever. Just saying.
And then maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. But she would have had to have been 10 years old when she killed her father, though. Not that there aren't child murderers out there, because there are, but.
Oh yeah, we should get into some of those.
I actually would love that. Yeah. Yes. I 100% agree with that. Let's get some child murderers on the show. Ask them why they murder, who they murder, where they murder, all that. I'm just kidding. Either way.
Murder is the darndest thing.
Oh, man. It brings a new definition to serial killer because for them, they kill and then they eat cereal. It's much different than regular. So, goddamn. Anyway, that's going to wrap it for us tonight, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. I cannot wait to talk about the young people who murder out there, really getting in that life experience early, just like someone taking a summer intern job. So that's exciting for them. But nonetheless, y'all have a great night. Sorry to get to all the comments. But yeah, we were talking about most of the comments you guys were talking about in the comments were ones we were going to discuss on the show. But it's a lot of topic. There's a lot of hefty meat on this bone still. So we got to do a part 2, I think, sometime. I think that would be really good.
Oh, show.
All right, guys. Y'all have a good one out there. Be sure to follow on all the stuffs. And we will see you again next week.
Bye.